Most people assume the top 1% think about money the same way everyone else does, just with bigger bank accounts. But when you look closely, you'll notice that many wealthy individuals approach money from a completely different perspective. They often focus less on spending and more on ownership, less on earning and more on building assets, less on short-term gains and more on long-term compounding. These differences may seem small at first, but over time they can produce dramatically different financial outcomes. Today we will talk about how the top 1% think about money differently. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. 10. They don't see money the way most people do. Most people see money as something to spend. They work hard, earn a paycheck, pay bills, buy things they want, and repeat the cycle month after month. There is nothing wrong with enjoying the money you earn, but the top 1% often view money through a completely different lens. Instead of seeing money primarily as a tool for consumption, they see it as a resource that can create more resources. Every dollar has a potential job. It can be spent today, or it can be invested to generate even more money in the future. This simple shift in perspective changes almost every financial decision they make, and helps explain why wealth tends to grow faster for some people than others. 9. They focus on ownership, not just income. Most people focus heavily on earning more money. They look for raises, promotions, overtime opportunities, or higher-paying jobs. While increasing income is important, the top 1% understand that income alone rarely creates lasting wealth. They focus on ownership. They acquire businesses, stocks, real estate, intellectual property, and other assets that can continue producing value over time. Income helps them buy assets. But assets are what eventually create wealth. Instead of asking, how can I make more money? They often ask, what can I own that will make money for me? 8. They think long-term. One of the biggest differences between average financial decisions and extraordinary financial decisions is time horizon. Most people focus on the next paycheck, the next month, or the next year. The top 1% often think in terms of decades. They are willing to delay gratification because they understand that long-term rewards are usually much larger than short-term ones. They know that businesses take time to grow, investments take time to compound, and wealth takes time to build. While others chase immediate results, they focus on positioning themselves for future opportunities. 7. They understand the power of compounding. Compounding is one of the most powerful forces in wealth creation, and the top 1% understand this better than most. They know that money invested today can grow into far more money tomorrow. More importantly, they understand that compounding applies to more than investments. Skills compound. Relationships compound. Knowledge compounds. Business systems compound. Small improvements made consistently over time often produce extraordinary results. While many people look for dramatic breakthroughs, wealthy individuals often focus on steady progress that accumulates over many years. 6. They buy assets before luxuries. Many people increase their spending as soon as their income rises. A larger paycheck often leads to a more expensive lifestyle. The top 1% frequently take a different approach. Instead of immediately upgrading their lifestyle, they often focus on acquiring more assets first. They understand that assets can eventually pay for luxuries, while luxuries rarely pay for themselves. This does not mean wealthy people never enjoy expensive purchases. It simply means they often prioritize investments and ownership before consumption. Their money goes to work before it goes shopping. 5. They view risk differently. Most people try to avoid risk whenever possible. The top 1% understand that avoiding all risk can be risky in itself. They recognize that every financial decision carries some level of uncertainty. Keeping money idle has risks. Investing has risks. Starting a business has risks. Changing careers has risks. Instead of asking how to eliminate risk entirely, they focus on understanding, managing, and calculating risk. They know that some of the greatest opportunities often come from taking intelligent, well-researched risks, rather than avoiding challenges altogether. 4. They constantly invest in themselves. One common trait among highly successful people is their commitment to personal growth. They regularly invest in education, skills, experiences, coaching, networking, and self-improvement. They understand that their earning potential often depends on the value they can create for others. New knowledge can lead to new opportunities. Better skills can lead to higher income. Stronger relationships can open doors that money alone cannot. They view self-investment as one of the highest return investments available. 3. They make money work harder than they do. Most people spend their entire lives working for money. The top 1% focus on making money work for them. This is where investments, businesses, and income-producing assets become important. Every asset they own has the potential to generate additional income or increase in value. Over time, these assets begin producing returns that can be reinvested into even more assets. Eventually, wealth creation becomes less dependent on personal labor and more dependent on the systems and investments they have built. This shift allows financial growth to accelerate over time. 2. They think in terms of opportunities. When most people encounter challenges, they often focus on the obstacles. Wealthy individuals frequently train themselves to look for opportunities hidden inside those challenges. Economic changes, technological advances, market disruptions, and new trends can create problems for some people, while creating opportunities for others. The top 1% are often looking ahead, asking where value will be created in the future. They understand that wealth is usually generated by solving problems, meeting demand, and identifying opportunities before they become obvious to everyone else. 1. They understand that wealth is a mindset before it's a number. The biggest difference between the top 1% and everyone else is not necessarily the size of their bank account. It is often the way they think. They understand that wealth begins with habits, decisions, and perspectives long before it appears in financial statements. They focus on ownership over consumption, long-term growth over short-term rewards, opportunities over excuses, and assets over liabilities. They know that building wealth is not about getting lucky once. It is about making smart decisions consistently over many years. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.